Hi, my name is Angel Castillo, and welcome to Third World Country Prepper. I decided to start this channel, and I wanted this video to highlight some of the reasons why you might be interested in watching this channel. Okay? So, let me list the things that I think would help you decide if you want to watch some more videos or not. Hopefully, you will want to. So first of all, I am a prepper. I like to be prepared for the unforeseen things, both in my daily life and at work. I work in IT. As you can see, I'm wearing a tie and a long shirt. I'm at my job, but it's after hours, and so I prefer to stay here and wait out the traffic and then head home later and do something productive right now. So yeah, I'm a prepper and I like to be prepared. It comes naturally when you have kids. You want to always protect them, and so you want to be prepared for that. It also comes naturally when you have a crisis all the time, especially in a third world country, which is where I live. I live in Honduras, and so we are having crisis almost on a regular basis. Water's out, power's out. There's protest on the streets, as you might have seen on the previous video. There's political turmoil, and then you have the natural disasters which other countries also face, which hurricanes, rains, and drought also. And so all of those things make you want to be prepared. You don't want to be, relying on the government, which is basically just too under so much burden that they'll rarely get any help from them. So you're pretty much on your own. So that brings me to the second part. I live in a third world country. We have frequent outages here, frequent crises. We have power outages. All the buildings here, or most of the buildings, have generators in them, which is something rare in the United States or other developed countries. Sometimes it's a local problem, sometimes it's a distribution problem, sometimes there's been terrorism, although not lately. We have water issues. At least in my city here, we have water issues. Water, it's cut off every other day, or sometimes when it's really dry, it's every 2 days. So you can actually get water every 2 days. We have street violence. There's gangs, and there's all types of crime, and so you gotta be aware of your surroundings and want to be away from those things. There's road accidents. People here get a license and they don't have to actually go through a test. They can bribe somebody and get a license, and then they don't really know how to read the road signs or how to drive cautiously or all those things. So you really can't believe that other people will drive like civilized people. So you got to watch yourself. There's also protests. If traffic wasn't bad enough, and there's an accident and it wasn't bad enough, there's also protest. And people here, when they want the government to listen to them, they protest. And how they protest, they take the streets and they close down streets. So sometimes when you think you'll go an easy, 15, 20-minute ride to your home or to your job, it turns into an hour or 2 hours because somebody's marching down the street, or just, the streets are closed. And who takes the streets? Just everybody, taxi drivers sometimes, and they are the worst. If they take the streets, they can shut down the entire city. And there's teachers or students, and every interest group almost at some point or other will take the streets. And it's not that they take every street, but if they take the street you want to go through, then you have to find another way. Or if your car is parked where they're going through, well, you better not move her, because with such a large crowd of people that are upset at something, you don't want to be a part of that and be involved in some violence. And then we can't trust government here. in a third world country can't trust government to help us, because there's so many people to help that they won't get to you first. They'll have some other people with worse situations that need to be helped. So being in a third world country makes me experience more of those crises that really points to you being prepared, that you have to be prepared for, and you can't rely on the government to help you. Even if you thought that the government has to help you, you can't. Also, I actually went through a natural disaster on my own. I was Hurricane Mitch in 1998, I think it was, I believe it was, killed thousands of people in my country, and it devastated all of the country. Not the coastal side or flood-prone areas. It devastated all the country. I mean, even people whose houses weren't touched and everything were affected in the aftermath, and that's probably going to be in a later video that I will explain to you what was my experience. But that made me be prepared to leave my house in an hour or 15 minutes. I remember a question in Quora which said, if you had 5 minutes before you had to evacuate your house, what would you do? And so I've had to answer that question, and in real. And I had to come back to my house 4 days later after it's been underwater. I'm sorry, it was 3 days later after it was underwater. And I had to redo my house from there. So yeah, I have experience in natural disasters. And I've also experienced man-made disasters, and you might not think about a man-made disaster this way, but I experienced a political coup in my country, which caused a lot of commotion and anxiousness. There was a president that was ousted in 2009, and that caused the country to go a little bit into turmoil. There were daily protests, there was tear gas sometimes, there was curfews, and there was instant curfews where they would say, in 2 hours everybody has to be home. And I was the last one to leave my office, and I was already at past curfew when I was driving home, and facing police might stop me or everything. So that was also an experience with the man-made disaster. I also, due to all of that happening, I took an interest on being prepared for disasters. And luckily, the company I work for sent me to a course on disaster recovery training. And this is mostly for companies, how to protect their data, how to protect their operations, and how to continue operating after a disaster. And we've implemented a lot of that stuff here in my company. And I also offer that knowledge out to small, medium, and large companies. But for the most part, large companies already are required by that due to regulations. But small and medium companies might not have disaster recovery plans on already set and exercised and tested. So I offer my knowledge on that as well. So along these lines, I will try and make a lot of videos about how I, in my country, prepare for disasters, whether it be man-made or natural causes. So this is all for now. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want to see more of my videos, please like this video and subscribe, and I'll try and create more videos for you and discuss some of the things that I've just listed in this video. So this is Angel Castillo, Third World Country Prepper, signing off. Bye.